This is PM Modi's second visit to Israel in 9 years. In a special and heartwarming gesture, PM Modi was received by Prime Minister Netanyahu and his wife, Mrs. Sarah Netanyahu, at the airport and was accorded a special guard of honor. Israel is an important partner of India across strategic and technological domains, with deep cooperation in science and technology, innovation, defense and agriculture. The relationship is anchored in mutual trust, shared priorities, and a growing convergence in futuristic technologies. And with that, I want to go across now to Mr. Manan Dwivedi. He's, of course, a foreign affairs expert. Mr. Dwivedi, now, just to understand that, in terms of when we talk about air power doctrine and when we talk about defense, really, what has India learned from Israeli combat experience, in your opinion?
Very true. I'm not a soldier.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I'm not an army officer either. But I teach international relations and India-West Asia relationships at IIPA, that is the Indian Institute of Public Administration. We have our own flock of brigadiers and army officers who want to know something more about the IR and the political dimensions of what happens between India and other countries. I personally feel that if you look into the historical examples, what we can find is that the kind of gung-ho spirit, the kind of professional nature of Mossad, which is very much iconic, which is very much symbolic, and has become part and parcel of Israel's soft power too, whether it is intended by the Israelis or not. But it naturally embalms and anoints the Israeli nation with a kind of a thing which in common parlance we can say is the kill potential. Now, if you look into that, the hostile neighborhood that Israel sustains itself in is itself an inspiration story for any democratic country. We are not talking about a religious clash that Israel might have, or any ideological clash which occurs commonly and as between Israel and Iran. But I personally feel that if we go into that gung-ho spirit and that aggressive veneer of foreign policy and diplomacy, that is where combat-wise the Indian army has learned from the Americans. We are no way demystifying or demeaning any army or any military establishment, but still a great history, a healthy relationship between the Indian defense establishment and the Israeli defense establishment is a very foregone conclusion. It's a very commonality which we have learned to observe, witness and see as far as combating radicalization and terrorism is concerned. Now, one historical theme I would like to pick up here, which should not be forgotten by the citizens of the country. I very humbly say that there has been a kind of a Israeli hijacking occurred in the 1970s. It has been very nicely portrayed in a flick called as Victory at Entebbe. So the kind of quick action, the kind of alacrity which was shown by the Israeli establishment, and how a crack force of commandos went from Tel Aviv, landed in Uganda, and was able to bring out every Jew unscathed and in a very safe situation, safe scenario. That is something which sheds enough light upon the gung-ho spirit, the brio, and the kill potential and the survivability quotient of a nation such as Israel, which is surrounded by hostile forces all around. And apart from that, I would like to end here as far as the combat thing is concerned. This is the age of asymmetric warfare. India has been fighting its own battle against the Chinese infested terror and the Paki infested terror apparatus in Kashmir, and in several border states in Northeast. So, taking a leaf out of Mossad and inculcating our own defense establishment with that kind of kill potential, precision and pithiness in defense and aggression is something, it's a trend which has already been followed, and the manner in which the Israeli and the Indian defense establishment interact with each other, learn from each other, is very much a commonality, is very much a theme which has been deliberated upon. Lastly, just give me 1 minute. There has been an Israeli scholar who's termed as who's Gade Wolfsfield, Professor Gade Wolfsfield. He has given a theorization. I make it easier. That is, a clash remains all the time, perpetually and eternally between the state actor and the non-state actor. So what India can learn from the Israelis is that when the terror actors, they do a kind of a spectacular effect, some kind of a razzmatazz by entering into, let's say, that resort in Israel on 7th of October, which was heavily criticized by India. We went against and issued a statement against Hamas. So that kind of asymmetric warfare and subterranean hostilities is something which Israel is very good at handling. So as far as combat is concerned, as far as the counter-terror moves are concerned, India and Israel, I think they are the co-partners as far as the global war on terror, fundamentalism, and radicalization is concerned. That would be one of my ways of looking at it.
All right. Now, Major General Dr. J.K.S. Parihar, I want to come to you with this question. Now, how battle-tested and adaptable is Israeli technology for India's specific threat environment?
See, just add on to my predecessor's esteem. We are the Indian Armed Forces have a unique structure of getting the input from our coordinations with we started with the British, then US and Russia, France. So we are running so many exercises, technology transfer, inter-service training and exchange views. So we have our own module, and definitely every country puts its impact on our preparedness and activities. Regarding the Israel role in taking the counter-terrorism activities and sharing, it is definitely we are benefited by this, and their professionalism is added to our system, and our professionalism is added to the other countries also, that we should consider and highlight that we are not only learning, but we are giving them something what they are making in it. So about the quick actions is concerned about Israel. Yes, they are the Mossad, they are known for it. Mossad, CIA and ISI and Indian RAW. They are considered as one of those finest security intelligence agencies acting with the crisp, decisive manner and coming out of the any situation. Our this Israel-Indo relationship in the defense, which has gone much stronger since 2017 onward, has given a marked change in the horizon. We are now able to develop such a strong inter-service intelligence and other agencies that Indian scenario what we have been facing in the counter-terrorism activities I have a little reservations on the radicalization, because in our country it is very difficult to make it, and it is a very internal politically sensitive issue that how much we can go ahead with that. But so far the terrorism is concerned, the Israel I would consider is one of the most front runner partner to the India, and when India was reluctant to get the help of the Israel in such activities in late 90s and all, still the Israel it came forward. In 99 also in Kargil time, Israel was the good and big help in the Bombay blast. All those activities, there was some kind of a participation by the Israeli agencies, but definitely in last decade or so, it has gone multifold, and this has definitely improved the professionalism of our intelligence agencies and surveillance systems so far is concerned. So all the fields of collecting, getting the intelligence, sharing the data, navigation system, defense technology transfer, making the make in India. So it's not only the one part. Overall, the India-Israel is coming together in the defense setup and the sector is heartening, and some new module is coming up. Last word about the global order, pretty esteemed panelists were mentioning about that coming the India-Israel UA. I think those tight compartment is unlikely to take place because there are so many countries and they will be counterbalancing each other, whether it is the BRICS countries, China, Russia. So obviously the Second World War, post and pre-Second World War, global order is changing, and India is going to have a major role to play. Israel, yes, Israel is a smaller country, but strategically well placed, and how much we keep ourselves with keeping our interest intact and not getting trapped into the some kind of a tight defense and strategic block is very important. It is a we are walking on that tight rope, and so far our diplomacy and our government is able to maintain with the keeping the tilt towards the favor of our Indian side. That is creditable.
All right, and on that note, I'd like to thank all our esteemed panelists for joining us today on Newsx. Thank you so much, viewers, for watching, and we're slipping into a short commercial break.
अब छोलिया